I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters, I'm going to be playing World of Tanks. And I want to take a look at the tech tree first, to show you some things and kind of talk about kind of my ideas. Down the left side here are the countries. And if you select any country, we got the U.S. selected right here, it will give you the tree of tanks. And basically what this is it will show you what you need to do to get to the next tank. It starts here with a T1 and goes on through from light tanks to heavy tanks on the tree. And you can look ahead on the tree and figure out kind of where you want to go, or what tanks you want to be on, or what ones you want to prioritize. Let's go down here to this M2 medium tank that I have. You see here, I've actually researched all of the components in this tank tree. We go to the M3 tank real quick. You'll see the M3 tank actually needs to be researched, so you need experience points to research them. And once you research them, you need silver to buy the components. Each component can to improve the tank itself. Now, once you get everything on the tree and you get the next levels up, once you've done research on everything in the portion of the tree, the tank becomes an elite tank. So if we go to the T2 medium, that's an elite tank because we've researched everything on the tree, and the next level is a T2. We've got that, so it has this little mark up in the corner, which means it's elite tank, which means you can buy the points from it to make them free points to use them on other tanks to get them ahead. I've sold this tank after I got through all of these levels, and I went to the M2, and I'm trying to get that to an elite tank. And the thing I need to do is research the M3 to get this to be an elite tank, but I only have 77 experience on that particular tank right now. So let me get back to the tech tree right here. And I also have an M3 and an M5. Let's see what's going on with the M3. Now the M2 light tank over here, which I sold, once again, I had up to an elite level as well. This will go to an elite level once I get this T82 down here. I don't really have enough experience for that either, do I? Alright, so go back to the tech tree. I do have the T1 as an elite tank. Actually, let me go over here and right click on this and mount this radio. This is a better radio right here. What you want to do is you want to get better components for each tank as you go along, particularly if you want to keep it. You can kind of rush through some of the tanks if you just want to get to the next level of tank and develop that tank. Or you can buy all the components and make them an elite tank. So now, each of these components has things about them that's important. The treads down here, the transverse time is very important on that, and the transverse time is the time it takes the tank to turn. So the better the track you have, the faster it will turn. The engine here gives the tank more power. The radio increases signal range, and by increasing signal range, like if you're on a light tank, you really want really good signal range, particularly because that will help you out, because you'll be like a scout and you'll be broadcasting a lot of the stuff. But it also helps you no matter what tank you have, because you can pick up signals farther and get more battlefield information on the enemy's locations. You have turrets right up here, and those have transverse times too, and that means the faster the transverse time, the faster you can turn the cannon or the gun to the position you want it to and fire. They also have armor on them. And some of the turrets you need for certain guns, like bigger guns and stuff. And then, of course, you've got guns. Some of these guns fire smaller rounds very quickly, and some of them fire really bigger rounds that do more damage, but more slowly. And the thing that you need to look at on the guns is the damage they do, how fast they shoot, and how big the shell is. Alright, so let's go back to the tech tree here. So let me go back to the garage. Here are all the flags here. You've got American, British, German, etc. on here. If I go back to the garage here, what I have been looking at down here is I have American tanks here, some British tanks, and some German tanks. I have a French tank, which, I'm not really impressed with the French as far as tanks go. I have some Russian tanks down here, and I had a Chinese tank, but I sold it because I didn't want to work on that tree right now. What I'm thinking of doing is limiting the number of trees I have, because you only have a certain number of slots for the tanks. You can buy more, but it's really hard to efficiently go after a lot of these at once. So I'm thinking of getting rid of the British tanks for now. You can always repurchase them, and they'll still have the research you did on them. You will lose your tank crew, though, if you have a lot of experience with the tank crew. I haven't really worked that much with training the tank crew yet. That's kind of my next project, I guess you'd say. So you have a barracks where you can hold tank crews as you get rid of the tanks. So if you have a really good crew, you can keep it in the barracks, particularly if you spend a lot training it and you think you might want to use them again for something. And you can retrain them on other tanks. They don't have to just go with the tank that they were trained on. But I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really gotten into that. It seems like it can get kind of complex. And what happens is you run out of barrack spots, too. So you have a limited number of barrack spots and a limited number of tank spots. Although you can buy more, but it costs like 300 gold for a tank slot. So that would take a while to earn unless you buy the gold separately. So I haven't really gotten, as I said, into the barracks. But I am thinking about concentrating on just a few of these countries right now, and I've been messing with the British. Let's go back here up to the tech tree. I've gotten down here and down here on the tank, or the tech tree here on the British, and so I'm still at like level 2. I'm trying to get to level 3 there on the medium. Let's see where I am on that. Medium is, there we go, I think that's it. Now that's a wreck. Have 214 experience on that. Let's see if before I abandon this particular tree, I'm going to see if I can get there in the next battle. Because right here, if we win the battle with this particular tank, it has ×3 up here, which means I get ×3 for the first battle of the day that I win. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I get rid of that. I'm almost certainly going to get rid of the French tank for now. Although some point later I might come back for grins and giggles and into the French tree. Their tanks seem to all be very slow when I look at the tree, so speed's 25 kilometers. Oh, here's a speed of 50 kilometers. So you have to get up a ways to get to that. I guess some of them are faster. But they seem just dreadfully slow. I've gotten only up to one level, and this is 28 speed. What are the rest of these? 27. There's no speed for that. Let's see here. It's 21. Yeah, they seem kind of slow. I haven't found anything interesting in here, but I haven't really looked through that tech tree real well. But for now, I might save that for later, and the Chinese for later. The Russian tanks are pretty interesting. I've got a couple here that I'm working on, and I've got an elite Russian tank, which is the elite that comes with the initial starting tanks that you have when the game starts. So I think I'm going to keep the Russian tanks, the German tanks, and the American tanks. Maybe get rid of the British tanks for now and the French tank to get me some extra spots, or to get myself some extra spots, so that I don't have to buy more spots right away. Although I guess I could buy more spots if I wanted to. Or if I needed to. But I'm trying to limit the number of spots that I've bought. I've bought several already. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters, and whatever you do, enjoy playing World of Tanks.